quiet seaside town, an evil lain to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Tabletop Gold, another episode. My name is Lars Casteen. Welcome to the show. Joined today, as always, by David, the Tin Man Chernicoff.
Good that time, Lars.
Good that time to you. Armat Humphreys is
Good
here.
that time, Lars and all.
Lars and, oh, that's good. You got everybody. Speaking of everybody, let's talk to everybody else. It's Robin Lange is here.
Hello, friends. Welcome.
Welcome. And Zoe Chernicoff is here as well.
Good that time, all and Lars.
Oh, now I'm getting,
Yeah.
give Lars some. I
Chiasmic.
love it. So listen, we're going to get into our game real fast. We've got an exciting thing happening today. If you are watching our premiere live on YouTube today, if it's Sunday night, September 15th, I believe is the date. Don't quote me on that. You're watching this live. That means that you can go into the chat and you can get the instructions for how to enter a giveaway for the Howl of the Wild book. Look for that now. By the end of the episode, we're going to give a book away. So just pay attention to the chat and you'll understand how to do that way.
Yeah,
And
should be clear, we're not giving away on this actual recording because then we'd have to be able to tell the future, right?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
But it's the way you said that is confusing because for us, this giveaway is happening in the future.
Or is it happening now?
For you, for them, it's happening now.
Uh-huh.
For us, it's the future. It's an interesting conundrum. We'll see how it works out. We haven't done a lot of time travel stuff before, but I think it might work out okay.
It's great because usually for the listeners, we're in the future. But this time, their receipt of this thing is in the future for us.
Yeah, exactly. I think
It's
that
unusual.
It's a perpetual motion machine we've invented.
It wasn't a paradox?
Oh, I think it was a paradox.
Oh,
Speaking
no.
of
Oh, no.
paradoxes, we're going to get into our game real fast, but there are some, Robin, you wanted to talk to us tonight about a certain kind of food, a food with a certain paradoxical quality. Can you, let's get into it.
So tonight, before the recording, I decided I didn't feel like cooking, so I ordered dinner. And I ordered, I'm not proud of it. I live in New York, and I ordered Papa John's.
You live outside of New York, Robin. You
Oh,
live
there's-
in the suburbs of
I
New
live
York.
in the town next to the Bronx. Thank you very much.
You
I'm in
live-
New York often. I'm in the city often enough.
New chat topic.
My
Is
point
Robin a New
is-
Yorker anymore?
My point is, I have
Yes.
many better options than Papa John's when it comes to pizza. But
Papa
there was this
John's.
moment tonight
Even out in the suburbs?
where, yeah, even all the way out here in Pelham Bay, I just had this urge for like really cruddy food that I ordered in college that was like a comfort bad takeout. And it got me thinking, like, what is, we always go to, what is everyone else's, like, go to, like, kind of sneaky, shameful, bad
Ooh.
fast food or, like, specifically takeout that you really like. Like, I really felt like I was back in college as I opened that box of cheese sticks.
Did you get the do they still at Papa John's have the little cup with the garlic butter in it?
I always order 2 garlic butters, as a matter
You can
of
get
fact.
extras.
Oh, yeah.
You have to pay for the extra, but
It's
Worth
possible
it.
that my
Butter's
answer
worth
is
it.
just that garlic butter sauce.
pretty much
I
why I
would
ordered
drink
Papa
that stuff if I
John's.
could. It's
Really
so good.
Really good.
it doesn't take long for you to feel disgusting eating it.
No, don't
That's the
let
whole
yourself feel
point.
that shame.
Yeah.
It was still so good.
So guilty fast food pleasures is the question.
I think my answer is pretty similar to yours, actually. It's like, I love Domino's. Like, I really enjoy getting
You know what
Domino's
you're
and,
getting with them.
Totally.
The one thing I will say, at least personally speaking, that I've made the mistake of with Domino's before is whatever the garlic sauce is in lieu of a tomato sauce, it's weirdly sweet. Don't do it. There's like a white garlic
could
sauce.
see
I
that.
love a white pizza at a bougie pizza restaurant. Give
Right.
me some oil and some garlic with just some mozz and ricotta, and that's great.
Ooh,
But don't whatever the garlic situation is at Domino's, I would not recommend.
I think that everything at Domino's tastes super sweet. I think like
Yeah.
the sauce at Domino's is so sweet,
Yeah,
which makes me feel like I want to change my pick now to the cinnamon sugar bread at
Oh,
Domino's is
hell
There you
awesome.
go.
Oh, that's always part of
Oh.
my Domino's order. You got to do it. The Cinesticks
I
or
love
whatever.
Cinesticks.
Oh.
Holy smokes! Will that thing make you feel like garbage
Oh
after you
my
eat it?
god! All that
On the way
butter,
in.
sugar, and
No,
cinnamon.
that's the body healing.
That's the body healing.
Oh, I love that stuff.
My answer to this is basically any fake cheese product, be it a queso, a nacho, like a fake nacho cheese, American cheese, like
So,
any
Taco Bell, essentially.
all the cheese stuff that's sprayed out of the can that we all ate in the 90s and any of that.
Cheese
I'm in.
Whiz.
Yeah.
Easy cheese. Cheese Whiz is in a
Easy
tub.
cheese,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. I like a pimento cheese. I feel like that's starting to go up the bougie scale, but it is cheese shredded and mixed with mayonnaise. Let's not over glorify it. It's a strange thing, but it's
good.
delicious.
Pimento
Is
cheese,
that what
pub
pimento
cheese.
cheese is? I had no
Yes.
idea.
It's like
I didn't know that.
it is to egg salad. It's cheese salad, like egg salad.
Fascinating. Oh my god!
Put it
You
on
just
top of
blew my
everything.
That's why I
mind a
never
little
wanna
bit
eat it.
there.
Yeah. It's one of those, it's on my list of foods that I love eating and don't want to make. Shortbread is like that too. The amount of butter that goes into I just don't want to
Oh,
witness
yeah.
it.
Don't
I just
wanna
want to
think
be
about it.
handed it.
Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
You want to keep some mystery in your shortbread.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know,
Yep.
that's such a good like paraphrase of what these food items are to us. Foods that we want to have, but we don't want to have someone show us what's in it or
Yeah.
like what it took to make
Yeah.
it.
Or
Yeah.
have anyone, at least with me, have anyone watch me eat it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't exactly. This is a private moment.
Yeah. The opposite for me, but that's because of an additional thing that we don't need to talk about.
Sure.
What it is that I'm into.
Yeah.
David, do you have one that leaps to mind here?
God, I'm just realizing how often I get on video calls with you and you're eating. It's all coming back to me. No.
Sorry, guys. I just have a roast turkey here I need to polish off real quick. Get right up in the camera.
Yeah. David, could you get closer to your camera as well?
Lars, is this you telling us we're transitioning to a mukbang podcast?
That's
Yeah,
We've
okay.
looked at the numbers, and it's
Yeah.
really important for us to do
Yeah,
that
we
transition.
surveyed our
Coming
listeners,
back.
and it turns out the thing they want more of is table. No one saw that coming. I have a lot. I mean, there's a lot of these things that call to me constantly. So it is genuinely hard to pick. In particular, Robin, the overlay that you gave of like it hearkening you back to college, like a guilty pleasure like this
Yeah.
that specifically I associate with college is Popeye's chicken. Because there was a- because there was a-
dude.
Popeyes, not
Sure
far
was.
from college, and then when I moved off campus, even closer to where I lived,
Nice.
and so its siren's call was even more audible from my bedroom junior and senior years. Not something I do a ton anymore, but like somewhere on the list of things that hit that sweet spot. Like if you add it's in the Venn diagram of this kind of guilty pleasure, and specifically I was in college when it first got its hooks into me.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And now I just keep a bunch of Popeyes in my desk drawer here for just whenever I need a little snack.
So if you were wondering
That's
where
why
those
those are
ants
there.
were coming from.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Huh?
those are coming from the s'mores drawer. That's over on the other side.
Moore's drawer TM.
I want a s'mores drawer. Magical
too.
drawer. You just open it and
Well, you do until the ants get into it, and then you need to burn your house down.
You know, speaking of
Yeah.
getting
Worth
into it,
worth it at any price.
Oh, that was good.
let's
That
get
was
into it.
Good.
Let's play our game. You've nearly found all of the people who entered the 8th floor of the Abomination vaults only to be struck by an attack from the ghost of Belcora Haravex, the sorcerer who built this place over 500 years ago. 2 are currently unaccounted for. First, the Starwatch Corporal Torpor Wedge. You have relatively good intelligence on what he did in the aftermath of this attack. You know that he swam to the eastern side of the lake, stretching through the area's swampy environment, leaving just a handful of possible routes for him to have taken. And second, your friend from the Otari Town Guard, Mark. His whereabouts are more uncertain. You've gotten conflicting reports of him disappearing at various times during or after a swim to the westernmost portions of the lake, which opens up into wide caverns containing a sprawling fungal forest. As you're back in the town of Otari, preparing for another push into the dungeon, the choice of which direction to head in looms heavy in your heads. It is the morning of the 9th of Erastus. It is a fire day here in the year 4721 AR. It's hot for this time of year. It's a high of around 88 degrees today. The typical temperature, the typical high today on this day of the year is usually around 80 degrees. There are some gusts later on in the day around dinner time, but other than that, it's a relatively nice, warm day.
Dew point?
The dew point today is 55.28.
Oh, that's
Nice.
very nice.
Perfectly satisfactory, I guess.
Super pleasant.
Yeah.
Is that pleasant?
I have no
Balmy.
idea.
Yeah, that'd be pleasant.
So I don't know if we've talked about this that much. This weather comes from a certain geographical location from a certain day of a certain year here in our world. I use like a weather almanac to report the weather on every day that we do an adventuring day. I found the part of the webpage where they say what the dew point is. So now I have that
You
information.
got it.
I think
This is
it's
a big moment.
stupid. I don't get it. It's like the dew point is like if it were 55.25 degrees, there would be dew. Is that the idea?
So I just finally looked it up. It says it's the temperature at which the air becomes saturated with water vapor and can no longer hold water as a gas, but that doesn't totally make sense.
But
Another
here's
one
where
that
I
says the temperature the air needs to be cooled to at a constant pressure in order to achieve a relative humidity of 100%.
Okay, so the dew point today is 55 degrees. But guess what? It's not 55 degrees today. So how do they know? Like, what is this like theoretical in another world, in another dimension? If it were a different temperature, this would be what's happening right now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure, it's a
It is a
relative measure of
dew-pointometer.
humidity. So
No, it's not. A relative to David.
Yeah.
It's not
David.
telling me how much humidity there is. It's telling me if it were a different temperature, what would be happening with the water.
It's not because they're different. It's different than humidity. Essentially, 55 or less is dry, 65 to 69 is humid, and then over 75 is oppressive.
It's
Okay, so
asking me to imagine one temperature and then a second temperature.
This is
It's
why
a
Lars
I'll
relative-
tell
doesn't
you right
the
now, it
weather.
would be dewy at 9 degrees. I just said it. Are you going to prove me wrong? You're going to go to another world in which it's a different temperature and start rubbing your hand all over the grass? Is that what you're going to do?
Guys, I think we need to start asking Lars about sea level pressure.
I think so.
I don't get it.
So
This is sort of like the recent realization we had about what the rain percentages actually mean.
Yeah,
Oh.
the rain percentage is not the odds that it will rain on a given day or at a given time. It is like the proportion of a certain geographic area that will have rain at that time. So if it's 50%, it means that like half of the designated area will have rain and the other half won't.
You're telling me that there's a 100% chance that 50% of the area around me is going to
That's
have rain
right.
on it, and whether people are
That's right.
comfortable saying that and telling me that it's a 50% chance of rain, they're more confident than they're telling me they are?
We could talk about fast food again. I don't know.
I'm sorry, David, but I feel like
Is that not right?
I think I've heard that before too.
No, because it does
I've totally
not
heard that
mean
before.
that like 20% area will get wet. It is just the chance that it will rain.
The thing that David is saying, I've heard that too.
I've heard
It's
it, and
not
then I
chance of
also heard
rain.
about how it's wrong.
It's how much of the current area that you're in will rain.
I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
Okay, we're gonna have
Is
to
it?
loop
Okay.
back to this some other time.
Now let's settle it.
I frankly,
Can we call a meteorologist?
I have a lot of things prepared for today. This is not one of them. Let's move on.
Okay, now this says that
There was a 20% chance we were going to derail the show. That means one of us was going to do
There's a
something.
100% chance that 20% of you were going to derail it. Okay. So Ao has just had this conversation with Bertie Graham, the medic from the Starwatch, where she, in almost like a big sisterly kind of way, shared her concerns about Ao getting too close to Nimbleoth's void energy. So I'm wondering what the group is up to after that point today. I assume that we're going back into the dungeon because of the time pressure for the two missing folks in the dungeon, but I wanted to get a sense of if you're meeting up, where are you meeting up, what's the plan, so on and so forth.
Sorry, David's telling me I'm right in the chat.
I think so, but it depends on how large or small the location is. If it's a large
Okay,
location,
guys, next time. Seriously, next time. We've got a chat topic all booked up to talk about. We're going to talk about the weather
Forget you, pumpkin
in the
spice.
most precise.
we got to start
Possible
doing
way.
outtakes because this is good. This is good.
Tell me
Good
David and
content.
I were overachievers without telling me David and I were overachievers in school.
I'm just trying to figure it out now. I really thought this.
Oh, were you reading pages like the National Weather Service page about it? Because I started doing that too.
Okay, here's a favor that I'm going to ask all of you. Close all National Weather Service pages and pay attention to what I'm saying and answer my questions.
What about Reddit threads?
Yeah.
That's a gray area. Okay.
Snooks, Crooks, Snooks.
Crooks
Sarah
Snook.
Snook. Sarah Snook is on the team.
Yeah, we always meet there in the morning.
Okay. So it's around 8 o'clock in the morning. You meet up. Maybe Ao dragging a little bit behind because she responded to this call to go to the Dawnflower Library, right?
Yep.
For the rest of you, though, what does this scene look like?
Well, I guess Istin pulls them on the spells if they've had a chance to think about some spells he might
Because
want.
the night before, Istin made this promise of like, I will dedicate a spell to each of the three of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Trill starts kind of thinking out loud.
Well, I mean, something that might, I don't know, draw the attention of the people attacking us away from me, because anytime I get hit, it's just been so bad.
Right, that makes sense. Ooh, I think I have the perfect spell for that.
Oh?
It's called Draw Ire. Specifically, would you like ire directed away from you? Could be useful in performance settings as well.
That sounds excellent. And also, yes, then you can maybe hang around with me when I do some busking. That would be really helpful too.
Absolutely. Get those hecklers onto me, and I can handle a heckler. Oh, I'll tell you.
I love it.
I have.
Oh, teamwork. It makes the dream work. Am I right?
I've heard that, yes.
So in broad strokes, what does this draw ire spell do? We don't need to get into the full rules of it, but what's the general idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, what it does is a enemy has to make a will saving throw, and if they don't make it, they take a penalty to attacking any creature other than Istin.
It seems like that would come in handy given how often the sort of like how bad it's been when Trill's gotten hit in this floor of the dungeon.
Totally. And it's like very heightenable, so I could cast it at low levels with the Ring of Wizardry, or I could juice it up to do more damage if necessary. So
Fantastic. What other spells are we looking at?
Ao feeling like slightly chastened and a little mischievous, as she always feels when she feels chastened. Here's Istin mention this, and she's like, "Hey, Istin, you know what I was thinking?
no, what?
Do you ever feel like there's just like not enough of me?"
I think I know exactly what you mean. I mean,
I was just,
one AO is good, but two AOs, that's great.
And she turns into Norman and she goes, "What about 2 Normans?"
I think we could manage that as well. I have just a spell for it. I'll need to find a someone who can teach it to me, but replicate will do exactly that.
Perfect. Will there be just 2? We'll start with just 2. We're not gonna get greedy and do 3 or whatever.
Right. We'll start with 2.
Okay.
and,
Yeah, we'll just start with the 2. That's good. Thank you,
maybe
Iston. This is gonna be.
Oh,
I think it's gonna be really helpful and not at all problematic or dangerous in any way.
I
So I'm really looking forward to it.
agree. I think this is worth any and all effort, if I can be honest.
So this is a spell that lets you like summon an illusory minion that is like your friend.
Yes, exactly.
Great.
Which sounds
Perfect.
like we will have some very fun times with.
All right. And what spell is Mag requesting of Iston?
Why are there so many spells in the game?
There are a lot of them.
There really are a lot. When Armet brought this up last time, I was like, we will not resolve this right now. This is definitely homework that we're doing to prepare for this.
Can I guess which one Mag wants?
Yeah.
It's definitely paved ground, right? The spell that lets you create a paved road. Like Mag is all about public infrastructure.
Pave paradise and put up
That's
a parking lot. Am I right?
Paved ground narrowly edging out grease, which I guess just makes something covered in grease.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that
it's better
spell is like the
than
best.
my
It actually
That's the best
summons
spell.
John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John.
Oh,
They sing one musical number and they go.
it multiplies all your
You are
chills.
the one I want
Yeah, that's
to
right.
summon.
I
That
cast,
would be a really good distraction spell, honestly.
Yeah.
Casting a first rank grease spell is also what I call making a run to Popeyes. So Mag asks Iston, I've seen on the battlefield how you're able to wield weapons. You also seem to have such facility with fire.
Dude, like
There-
fire, yeah.
Is there anything could be done to enable me to wield fire as you do?
And Iston's eyes go wide and he's, yes, there absolutely is. And he leans in conspiratorially and whispers to Mac, I think I know a spell and we can all wield fire. Spells Blazing Armory. And at 4th level, if you heighten it, up to 5 creatures get weapons made out of pure fire. So we could all have
Oh, let's go.
a
Wow.
incineration squad, basically. So,
Go.
yeah.
So we can become the Inferno Brigade.
I mean, which is better, Corpse Flingers or Inferno Brigade?
Ooh.
Porque no los dos.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Fiery
get.
corpse. Let's see what's another word for? Let's see, fiery corpse flingers. We gotta workshop this.
Disco
We're gonna.
Inferno.
There's your.
The burning sensation? No?
There's something to it. There's something to it. There's something there.
You've been cracking me up these last few sessions, are
Yeah.
Yes.
Got him.
I know we're on the wavelength. I feel like I love it.
So Iston has all of these spells prepared. Maybe they'll come out today. Maybe they won't. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But as you sort of finish this meetup and get your ducks in a row on the strategy that you're bringing forward today in terms of these spells, you see a familiar face approaching the party. It's Mayor Osif Menhemes.
I do remember him. I remember that guy.
And
No, Seth. No, Seth.
And he walks up. He looks confident, but a little bit, maybe forlorn is the right word. He's walking up to the 4 of you and he's saying, just wanted to check in to see how it is that everybody's doing this morning. By my count, there are maybe 2 more of the people stuck in that place. There's one of the folks from out of town and, of course, Mark. Is that right?
Mark.
Yes.
He sort of crosses his hand and sighs. He says, I heard from Vandy about how they're caring for Captain Jensen. And I heard that the captain had a bit of a conversation with Magdaruna here. And I want to tell you something. Mag, all those things that cop told you, none of it's true. I don't agree with the way that she described you. And I don't think there's a single damn person in this entire place who thinks that any single word of what she said to you is worth a single copper piece. Am I being clear?
Mag is very deeply affected by this and is trying not to let on.
He sees that. He says, after what you've done for me and Doriana, after what you've done for Whirlywin and Keelan O'Lathanar, after what you've done for Brelda and Lazda down at the Rowdy Rockfish, and whatever that whole mess was with those Galton triplets, people from Absalom come in here all the time and try to tell us that they know what's right for us. So they look at a piece of paper. They do a little investigation. They do exactly what they would have done anyway. And then they tell you it's your fault. It makes me furious. In no small part because of how that kind of thinking, that kind of idea about how you treat people makes your jobs harder. And we are all counting on you.
Well, we'll do our best to repay whatever faith you found in us.
We don't need that. We're counting on you, but more than that, we believe in you. We all believe in you here in this town.
And with that, AO flavor casts the crowd. It's a crowd of Otarians who are all just applauding for Mag.
He buys it. He's like, see? There's a roughly 10 by 10 foot square of them right now chanting for you.
They're just loving it, Mag.
Mag turns to the crowd of people whom she knows not to be real, but the draw of whom is nevertheless very real for her, and nods to them and back to the mayor. Well, what'd she say? She'd say, "Ah, no."
Does sound like her.
What would she say? She would say, "There's nothing else for it but to get to the bottom of all the things that lie in wait, and it's enough to keep us going that all of you are here each time we return."
Well, here's the first thing I want you to do. Find the last of those Starwatch so we can get them the hell out of here, okay?
I think we have some idea of where to look.
Good. Thank you, everybody. God bless Otari. And God bless Golarion.
He's got my vote, I got to say. That was beautiful. And your response was too, Magdaruna.
The mayor sort of storms off. He seems pretty deeply affected by this. Like, after what you've done for his family, you know? on top of all, everything else. So as he leaves, what's next for this group?
Mag just has a little dust in her eye, so everybody else can figure that out. She's just really dusty. It's a dry morning.
Yeah, it's a dew point is
Yeah,
low.
it's she turns away, muttering about the dew point.
Yeah. If it were 55 degrees, it might be wet, I guess.
Now, I've read
20%
that 55 is fairly comfortable and dry, in fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we're
But that's that National Weather Service shit, so who knows?
close those apps. Just close all the windows. Okay. So are we heading back to the dungeon, or is there anything else we're doing on the way out of town or in town or anything like that?
I think it's dungeon time.
Sounds
All right,
I'd
good.
say dungeon
dunge.
time.
Let's
Dunge.
frickin'
The crowd begins slowly disappearing as they follow them out of the town, going dunge, 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 dunge.
dunge.
It almost sounds danceable now, like dunge, 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 dunge.
Has anybody ever done a game called Tony Dungy and Dragons? Is that a thing that's ever happened? Speaking of the former Indianapolis Colts head coach Tony Dungy, is that a thing that's ever happened?
I would
Interesting.
homebrew that with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
we should make a game called Tony Dungy and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm sorry, it's a non-starter if it's not specifically called Tony Dungy and Dragons.
and Dragons.
Yeah.
The object of the game is to be sued for copyright and trademark and personal rights infringement by as many entities as possible.
That's right. That's right.
You get the NFL and Wizards of the Coast in the same lawsuit. Oh, you win.
Yeah, we got to use the special dungeon ampersand. And if the G in the name Tony Dungy could be Tony Dungy's face, I think that would potentially really put us over the top on that.
We
one.
could use Disney D's for all the D's.
Ooh, Disney
Get that in there.
D's.
Yeah.
Let's frickin' go. Okay, so you head back to the dungeon. You head back to Tony Dungy, and you head down to the 7th floor. Grab a hold of the controls of this ancient elevator one more time, and all the way down to the 9th floor. Sorry, the 8th floor. So the four of you now find yourselves standing once more on the dock where the Starwatch was initially attacked. The bodies of some bog mummies are still moldering out in the distance on these docks in the fog in front of you. And there are 4 rowboats nearby waiting for passengers. Which way are we going here? There are kind of 2 main options, towards the east or towards the west. You've explored in both directions, and I'm just sort of wondering what the vibe is right now.
I think none of these directions over any of the others super specifically calls to mag. Probably least likely to do the one where we have to climb 20 feet to go into the thing, because it does not.
We could do it and not go in again.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's just do that.
I already have audio of that. We can just run that again if you want to.
Perfect. Let's drop that in
See, we're saving costs
right here. I just don't think Mark would have, in fleeing from Belcora, climbed up a 20-foot wall and then scurried into a thing. I think he would have been more likely to scurry into a thing at closer to sea level. So,
But what about Torpor
if we're-
Wedge the Grunt?
same. So if Torpor Wedge, no, he's a climber. That guy, he's a
He's a grunt.
he's a cliff jumper. So, if we're going over to the east, I would probably say either the opening to the cavern that was to the right of the dock where we found Colton, or back into the interior, because we explored the interior pretty far, and then we got spooked by Belcora ourselves, and Trill and I fled.
Yeah. We got
I didn't get the
into the
sense
water.
that the place where Belcora was hanging out in there was oh, there's a ton more
There were 2 other doors, I think.
Were there other doors in there?
Yeah.
So we could go. So then that would be the other spot. It would be either one of those. Would probably call to Mag.
And just to be clear, Belcora was not hanging out there. Those wisps saw you, and then Belcora arrived.
Right.
And we killed the wisps, so nothing bad can happen again.
That's
Nothing
right.
bad can happen.
We're safe.
That's how it
It's
works.
Friday night.
Any of y'all have a inclination?
I don't know. I feel there's that mix of like wanting to save Mark, but also I feel like we've kind of created this mythos around Mark that he is perfectly capable and he's going to be okay so long as we eventually find him. But
Lars isn't that nice.
What?
but we gotta go. But we gotta get Torpor Wedge out of there.
Let's go to the exterior opening over by the dock where we eventually found Colton and the Chul eggs.
Okay.
And see what's going on there.
So you're taking one of these rowboats then?
Gotta take a rowboat.
Okay. So the 4 of you climb into this rowboat. Same rowboat that you took before? The, what did we call it? The Froghemoth's End or whatever it is that the name of this rowboat now is?
Should we take 2 just in case we need
I
to
was
bring
going to suggest that maybe we need to start
people
taking
back?
2.
Oh, sure.
Froghemoth's End and the Endurance?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that worked out great for Shackleton.
We'll call them the Titanic and the Enterprise.
Go for indefatigable.
Mag
How about
will
the Edmund
throw
Fitzgerald?
throw a grappling hook and tether them together so
I like that.
that she can row them both.
And keep like everybody else's hands freed if something happens.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So for Mag, it would be row, row, row your both.
Oh. Okay, so who's in the front boat?
Magdaruna.
Or is that it?
And Trill will go with Mag usually.
Okay.
Yeah, Mag control.
So Mag and Trill are in the front boat. Isthan and Ao are being pulled behind.
That's obviously appropriate for ballast.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
ballast
it evens it out.
min-maxing is through the roof right now.
Oh, yeah.
So you start to row this boat off to the east, and I'm going to roll some dice.
Oh, no.
Okay. You get about halfway across the cavern when you start hearing a churning sound in the water. It's almost like an outboard motor going sort of like, but it's an organic sound. It's like the sound of a creature, like sort of jet propelling itself through the water. Isthan and Ao are able to turn around just in time to see a large, barb-covered, amphibious
Oh, that thing.
crocodile thing.
Oh, it was in one of the things, wasn't it?
Got out of
There's-
its cage?
The cruth.
You turn to the south at the last second and see that cruth is still in a cage. There is a cage to the south with a cruth in it. This one is still running free, running wild. This thing is sleek in the water. It moves forward to the closest of you and makes a strike before it even rolls initiative.
Rude.
What?
You hate that.
I-
you hate
yeah.
when things do
I
that.
actually do hate it when
Surprise
things do
rounds
that.
are the worst.
And it opens its jaws and snaps at Ao. Ao has cover. So her AC is too higher than this. Or is too higher than it normally is. This is a 37 to hit.
Whoa.
So I guess because I get that little AC boost, that's not a critical hit.
Wow.
So that's nice.
Okay,
That
so
is nice.
Ao takes 23 points of piercing
Jesus
damage.
Christ.
Whoa.
I don't
Whoa.
like this.
And Ao looks down and sees this creature that it's got like a million teeth in its jaw, in its mouth. Its jaws open up and it goes clams down on Ao's arm, and it yanks its head to the side and snaps one of its teeth off in Ao's arm.
Oh, she's into that.
Ao starts taking a D6 of persistent bleed damage and becomes drained 1.
Why?
And I need everybody to please roll for initiative.
Can't we just talk to
out.
it?
We just went out on a nice little boat ride through a swampy cave underground, and without even getting a chance to defend ourselves.
So
Wild.
it's true. I will say I didn't ask anybody what their exploration activities were. So if Ao wants to say that she's like lying flat in the cave in the boat
now.
and wants to roll stealth for initiative, that's
grievously-
totally fine with me.
Grievously injured.
Yeah. I mean, random encounters are a real son of a gun, aren't they?
They're so random.
It's so
I guess our
crazy.
last one was like 2 marshmallows
Yeah.
pop gently against your cheek.
Yes, it's true.
Lars, do you
Yeah.
want me to re-roll? It's the same modifier. I did perception.
That's
before
fine with
'cause I
me.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
change. We'll just make sure they're flat-footed to you.
Just treat it as.
Treated as. Let's roll for the cruth. You know what this creature is. This is a rare instance where you know immediately what this thing is. Let's see how everybody did on initiative. Zoe, how did Ao do?
Ao did pretty well. 28. I guess she's feeling maybe ready to fight back.
Sounds good. And I'm letting you roll stealth for initiative. We're going to tell the story of how it is that this creature is surprised that you're striking back on it, given that it just hit you. We're going to figure that out.
I got some ideas.
Okay, good. Armand, what did you roll for Isthan?
Not super great. He got an 8 for a 20. So I think Istin was, maybe he's still trying to cram the new spells as he's like looking at his spell book and being like, all right, well, if I use this sigil here, then I have to, oh shit!
David, how did Mag do for initiative?
27 for Mag, which is a pretty high roll. So I'm thinking maybe there was something about the movement in the water that Mag was able to maybe feel in the oars. Something felt strange in one of her her oar strokes, so she was like a little bit more alert. Maybe even was looking back over her shoulder to try to figure out what it was that was causing the currents to change, and then saw the thing really.
I love that it's like because of this rope connecting the two boats, it's like Mag's nervous system extends throughout both boats.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun.
cool.
Robin, how did Trill do? Very important initiative roll for Trill.
Yeah, Trill's finally rolling decent rolls. Trill got a. Where did it go? I can't actually see it. I just see an infinite number. It was like a 32 or something. It was a good roll.
Okay, great. Good. Trill's on top of it. Here's the situation at the beginning of Act 1.
But no, sorry, Trill's not done.
Okay, great.
Please. I was really distracted by whatever was happening with
Sure.
Forge. But Trill's gonna do Battle Cry.
Great. Give me a demoralize check. Using your versatile performance here. Trill is
Absolutely.
like rowing on this thing with an instrument ready to go, ready to play the craziest sounding music. The instant anything pops out of the water.
What would that song be? That like you pop out of the water and you're immediately like, oh, I have made a huge mistake.
Smoke on the water.
Yep. It's the first song a lot of musicians learn, so it makes sense.
Do, do, do.
So what did you roll?
29.
29 is a success. The cruth flinches back for a second and is frightened 1.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the situation at the top of round 1. This cruth has approached from the northwest. It is in the water, swimming rapidly and just ambushing you out of nowhere. There are 2 rowboats. There's a rear rowboat that has Ao and Isthan in it, and about 10 feet away, there's the front rowboat that has Mag and Trill in it. The cruth has just approached that front rowboat. Do you guys, before we jump into round 1, is there any general? How are we feeling? What's the general idea here?
Trill's
I think like a little traumatized and angry.
Oh, and because of the remaster, Mag gets to rage here at initiative also as a free action.
Oh, Mag's raging.
I feel like the moment we
Okay.
see David put on the red sunglasses, we know Mag is raging.
Yes, but what Lars is trying to tell me is to actually apply the rage condition to my character in the game. So
Very
I have a
polite way to
really
do
good
that.
habit around
Interesting.
putting on the glasses, but I haven't yet developed the habit of connecting putting on the glasses to
gotta
actually
do-
making mag rage.
We gotta get some sort of camera set up that sees the glasses come on and like recognizes that and automatically applies the rage effect to your token.
All right, Forge team.
It is the top of round 1, and it is Trill's turn. What is Trill gonna do?
Trill's going to, since it's already frightened one, she doesn't need to harmonize. So she's just going to do her lingering comp into Courageous Anthem to begin. Let's go.
Playing the hits.
Oh yeah, she knows her audience. So that's a 37.
It's a critical success. 4 rounds of Courageous Anthem for everybody, and
Okay.
Feeling
there you go.
courageous.
So we're plus
Trill.
1. It's -1. This is a
Thank you,
good
Trill.
place to start.
This is where you want to be.
Better than the last thing that happened.
Oh, way better. I think I'll just go straight into Electric Arc because we know electricity still works in the water, even if acid it does not land as well in the water.
Yes, that's true.
So we're going for a reflex save here.
Yikes! 18.
So that is a failure. So this fella's going to take 16 points of damage.
The cruth, as it slips off of Ao's arm and leaves this tooth in her arm, jolts around as it recedes back into the water.
Fabulous. And that's Trill's turn.
It is now Ao's turn. Ao realizes that she is right next to a cage containing a chul. That chul starts banging against the cage with its huge lobster claws as it sees that that there's violence happening. These chuls are like, maybe I can eat this thing, but it is locked in the cage. It's not able to slip out. And so this is just happening to the immediate left of Ao's face as this cruth is swimming in the water, her light illuminating its slick sort of stegosaurus-like hide. What will Ao do?
It's maybe more like a triceratops.
It's a great point.
Yeah, somewhere in between. Ao pissed. I think maybe as the tooth sunk into her arm, she sort of crumpled down over the side of the boat. But she, just peeks her head up. Flavor peeks up, and just goes rude, and uses TKP to hurl the tooth back at the cruth,
Whoa.
trying to do
She
piercing damage.
is mad.
As Ao starts casting a spell, the cruth seizes the opportunity and swings its tail forward at Ao with a reactive strike.
Oh,
This is a rude cruth.
Ao again has cover +2 to her armor class.
a crude cruth.
That's a 31 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Okay, Ao gets impaled by this tail and takes 22 points of piercing
Man.
damage.
This thing does damage.
That's not a
Well-
critical hit. Your spell still goes off, though.
Great, good for me. Not a great roll. That's a 20.
So that misses. The item that you're throwing at this creature splashes into the water behind it.
Oh no damage and a lost tooth.
Ah! Ao screams, oddly like Mag.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
So you were TKPing the tooth back at this creature?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that tooth snapped off. A little bit of the tooth remains behind in
Oh,
your
sure,
arm. If you want to remove the tooth, it's a medicine check to administer first aid, and it will remove the tooth and remove the drained condition, but it won't get rid of the poison damage you're taking.
Okay, Ao's gonna do that, and let's be honest, she's gonna take the remaining fragment and TKP it next time. It feels right.
It
Okay,
does
so
feel right.
it's a medicine check.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat.
That was a better roll. That was a 35.
That's a critical success. Doesn't do anything special, but it is awesome. So
I do get to feel good.
you do get to feel good.
For
Your
once.
drained condition slips away as you are no longer afflicted by this tooth, sort of this foreign object in your arm. You retained the tooth for a future TKP instance.
Time to do the afflicting. Am I right?
You are right.
Right.
And also at the end of your turn, you're going to take a little bit of bleed damage You're going to take 1 point of bleed damage, and I need you to make a flat check.
That's a 12.
Okay, so Ao continues to bleed even though the tooth is out of her arm, and it is now Mag's turn.
Is there such a thing as leaping in a way where I'm pushing off against the boat such that it would push the boat 5 feet away, and in so doing, to pull the tethered boat 5 feet away, the creature was no longer next to the rest of the party?
I love it. I think that's going to be like a 2-action activity.
That makes sense. It's sort of like bracing yourself against the boat.
Exactly.
And then jumping to move it.
I think that's super cool, though.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice.
So, all right,
Yes.
I'll draw I'll drop the oars with a free action, draw the Earthbreaker with my first action, and then do this kind of cool maneuver thing where I push myself into the water and the boat's away.
I've moved a number of boats and a number of tokens around to try to match what it is that you're narrating. Does everything seem reasonable here?
It does. If anything, you've allowed Mag to move farther. Although that's only 2 squares from where she started because the boats have moved. I get it. Yeah, that's probably about right. She might only be like here.
I think you're there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mag has ended up, just to paint the picture a little bit, the boats have now moved 5 feet southeast, which is a way further into the channel away from the cruth, and Mag has ended up directly to the north of the boat that was in the rear, the boat with Isthin and Ao that was next to this creature. She's ended up next to that one in the water.
Okay, so as Mag splashes into the water and the boats lurch forward, it is now Isthin's turn.
All right. Isthin looks at this thing and he starts to say, "For cruth, I know now why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you, but how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want wit sadness makes of me. But I have much ado to know thyself, Master Cruth."
Is all of that on the National Weather Service website?
Yeah. Freely available. You too.
What a public
It's as good as the Westport Library.
That's true.
Well, hey, let's not lose, that's got some magic to it. No, Isthin is going to let me make up for being annoying by saying spell strike, following Trill's lead with electric arc.
Because you can still reach it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ooh, there we go. All right. 32 to hit.
32 hits.
Awesome. And then I needed to make a reflex save against my spell DC, which is 24.
Okay, reflex save. Pretty good roll, 27.
Okay, that succeeds. So it will take half damage from the electric. So that is 5 electric damage and 14 bludgeoning, please.
Okay, the cruth gets slammed in its face and jolted again. Just electricity running through this cruth repeatedly.
Yeah, and speaking of want wit, I'm going to use Magnus's analysis to learn more about the cruth by recalling knowledge
Great.
with a +1 benefit.
Give me a
'cause I
nature
hit him.
check, please.
Here we go.
Okay, so give me a question about cruths, please.
Any resistances that we should avoid? Or weaknesses, maybe?
You don't know of
Let me
any
see if
weaknesses or resistances that this creature has? No.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me tell you more things you know about cruths. Cruths, you knew this before when you looked at them earlier. They're called crocodile eaters. They are fast. They are vicious hunters of bogs and wetlands. They're known to hunt and eat crocodiles and virtually any creature with flesh. And they are either found alone or in packs. So you count yourself lucky, perhaps, that you are seeing a solitary cruth in this instance. It's now the cruth's turn. The cruth, thanks to Mag, has ended its turn about 10 feet out in the water. This is a large creature, though, so it does have something with some reach. The cruth is going to use that reach by snapping forward in the water to attack Mag with a jaw strike. It opens up its jaws and clamps them down on top of her. A 35 to hit.
Wowzers. That's a critical hit.
Okay. That critical hit is going to do 49 points of damage to Mag.
Whoa.
As Mag feels the teeth again sink into
Don't
her
like this
body.
cruth.
Mag starts
Yeah, full
taking
cruth.
a D6 persistent bleed damage and becomes drained 1 as it snaps another tooth off inside Mag's arm. Again, removing this tooth requires a medicine check to get away. That's 2 actions from the cruth. So the cruth is going to, let me just take a look at its speeds real quick. It's able to swim that fast, very good. And it swims past Mag around towards a better vantage point to hit everybody.
Well, I will take my reactive strike then, please.
Okay.
And I?
I like it. I like it.
Is Mag raging?
I think David's raging.
No. No.
How did you guys do?
25 to hit?
That hits only because it's frightened and because of your courageous anthem.
Hey.
Thank you, Trill.
Love to hear
And
it.
David, how did you do?
1 on the die.
A fumble card because you fumbled hard.
All right.
Very bad.
In this stack of aces, there are only 5 aces left, 5 of 13. If I draw the ace of spades, Mag is going to accidentally hit herself with this strike.
Boo.
I drew
okay.
the ace of spades.
This is when the aces only draw when it benefits you. I don't like this.
All right.
I mean, confirmation bias is a real MRFer. I agree.
I'm going to go ahead and roll damage for
Go ahead
myself.
and roll damage and tell me how this backfire happens, please.
This
This has gotten nasty fast.
has gotten nasty fast.
Yeah,
This
is
This
intense.
is just Mag in the water, still somewhat off balance from her complex athletic maneuver. She's spinning one way. The creature went past her to her back, so she's trying to do a full-on pirouette in the water, and she just totally under rotates, completely swings and misses, and the Earthbreaker connects with her own shoulder.
Yikes.
As it swings past her for
Breaker.
it's a nice damage roll, 25 damage.
Okay. So Mag cries out in pain as Isthan's strike connects. Let's see that damage roll.
Alrighty. That's 22 damage.
Okay, Isthan slams the staff into the head of the cruth, and that is it for the cruth's turn. It is now the beginning of round 2. The rowboats have shifted further along the water towards this waterfall. You hear the steady spray of water about 10, 15 feet to your east. As the cruth is now between these 2 rowboats, Mag in the water, Ao in the boat, both of them injured, and the cruth relatively injured too. It seems like a situation that if you could just land a strong hit on this creature, it might crumple quickly, but you have gotten unlucky repeatedly. How are we feeling? Any basic strategy stuff we want to talk about for this round?
I mean, Trill's going to work on debuffing.
I'd like to kill this thing.
Okay, kill it. It
Yeah, she
seems
wants to
like
help
it's
you
the
kill it.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Isthan is probably just going to try and bash it more.
Okay, it is the top of of round 2, and it's Trill's turn. What is Trill going to do?
I think Trill's going to try and paralyze it.
Okay.
Let's see how that works. I don't know what its will save is like. We didn't, in the recall knowledge, we didn't figure out its saves, did we?
Nope, you did
Okay.
not. As you start casting a spell, a tail lashes out at Trill.
Cool.
That is a 31 to hit.
That hits.
Trill takes 16 points of piercing damage, not a critical hit, so her spell still goes off.
Well, that's annoying. So I guess it's got
And that thing has
reactive
reach,
strike.
too.
So it's got to get a DC 26 will save.
All right, let's do it. Good. 20
So
on my will save.
why does it say success by -6?
Incapacitation trait, probably.
Yeah, you cast Paralyze at rank 3, which
Mhm.
means if this creature is level 6 or lower,
Okay.
it will be affected, but otherwise its save is one level higher.
Okay. So it's so it only gets a success, but that means it's stunned 1.
Stunned 1, pretty good.
Oh yeah, I see.
Pretty
I got
good.
the success. Yeah.
Yeah.
So stunned 1. I'm happy with that.
So Trill casts this spell. It locks in place. It's no longer able to act. It's only going to get 2 actions next round.
So
One of those is going to have to be to swim. So potentially huge.
that sounds pretty good. Nice. Last action, she's going to, I think, raise her shield.
Okay. Trill casts the shield cantrip, and it is now Ao's turn. Ao sees that this cruth is locked in place. Its jaw immobilized. What is she going to do?
She's gonna hurl a tooth at it. Because locked in place means it's flat-footed, right?
No, it's
Super.
it's stunned, so it can't take actions. It's not off guard you.
Oh.
I
Then
tried.
she's gonna delay and be like, Mag, make it even easier for me to hit it with this tooth bit.
Okay. As you delay, you take 2 points of bleed damage, and I need you to make a recovery check, a flat check, DC 15.
Hey, a 16.
All right. No longer bleeding. It is now Mag's turn as Mag sees Ao. Hold still for a moment, and what is Mag going to do?
All right. Mag is going to start by hitting it with a hammer.
Interesting.
That is a 34 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah, good. That's good. 23 damage.
Okay. 23 damage as the cruth withstands a strong blow from the Earthbreaker.
Withstands? Oh, it just doesn't die.
It doesn't die.
It doesn't die, so I want to hit it again. And this time I would like it to die. Ugh, 5 on the die. That's not going to do it. All right. And then with her final action, Mag would like to swim around, which I can just barely do, to the far side of the cruth.
So you don't have a swim speed. You will need to make an athletics check. You have like quick swim or whatever, so your athletics checks are much better.
Okay.
I need you to make a DC 10 athletics check. So on a success, you will swim, 15 feet, and on a critical success, you will swim 25 feet. So you could theoretically swim under the cruth and arrive where you wanted to on a critical success.
I thought I couldn't do. I thought I would have to like tumble through in order to do that, but I could go underneath it. I guess it's in 3 dimensions, so that's the same as going around it. Then I definitely want to go underneath it, which is way freaking cooler. My athletics modifier is 19.
Great.
So does that mean that I just have to not
You
get
have
a
to
1?
not roll a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't think about javelins.
This is where assurance would come in handy.
Stop it. It's just not helpful. It's just not helpful.
That was hate speech.
That was hate speech.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. That was ugly.
I didn't hear him.
Good.
His audio went out.
For the best. For the best.
Okay. I did not roll a 1. And assurance, wouldn't that result in my not
don't.
getting the crit? Because it would be like a 19 or anyway, whatever.
Armat, when he can't sleep tonight, I'm putting him on the phone with you and going to
Yeah.
bed.
No, I'm happy to work through it with him, you know.
Babe,
Like,
I've never
okay,
actually told you this, but when I can't sleep at night, what I do is I just call Armat.
Yeah, just talk.
We just go over the arcane spell list together.
Honestly, so into it. Let's do it.
At that point, Armat's stuck up all night thinking about it, and David passes out.
Next time
Yeah.
I can't sleep, Matt, I'm 100% just calling you. And
Oh,
looking
please
at the
do.
arcane.
I would seriously love.
I know that's what you're doing anyway.
More often than not. Yeah.
All right. So that was because if you have a plus 19, you don't need the.
Okay.
No, you're absolutely
So
right.
so I
19 gets added to the dew point, and that
I swing and I hit. I swing and I miss, and then I dive underneath one big flourish of a mermaid kick, and I pop back up on the other side of the cruth.
We love it. We love swimming in 3 dimensions. It's now Isthan's turn. At the end of Mag's turn, Mag needs to take 2 points of bleed damage and roll a recovery check. Actually, hold on a second. I don't think you can roll a recovery check. Let me just see. Neither can be healed while the tooth remains. So you're just taking two points of bleed damage, and that's it. This tooth, while it's in your arm, you can't heal it. Okay. It's now Isthen's turn. Isthen, you are now flanking this cruth along with Mag. Ao is right behind you. If she were to somehow get into the position where you are, she would also potentially be able to flank with this cruth. What are you going to do?
Fascinating. That's a really interesting point because I was
Thinking of pushing AO out of the boat.
No, I was going to stay where I was and recharge my spell strike as my first action and then try and uncork on this thing.
As this then considers, he hears the sound of the jewel clang, 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 clang in the cage behind him.
No pressure.
I guess Isthen will clear the lane for AO. He'll step. He will recharge his spell strike. And he'll just make a quick strike at it. Alrighty. Well, is a 20 going to do it?
20 is not going to do it. So Isthen,
Good thing I got out of the way.
Isthen steps back into the far corner of the rowboat, recharges the spell strike, and misses with a strike. It is now either the Cruth's turn or Ao's turn.
It's gonna be Ao's turn.
Okay.
Like she's not gonna give the Cruth a turn. All right, she's gonna step up to the position that Isthen left vacant. Position, of course, being short for position.
Smart.
I forget because I don't flank things very often because I stay away from them. Is TKP it's only flat-footed to melee attacks now? Correct. Okay. Well, that's annoying for my tooth bit, but we'll do a flavored tooth bit, right?
Sure.
What is a kukri if not a flavor tooth?
Right? That's how I'm feeling. Right. She pulls out the kukri with her second action. And then she's going to do some stabbing. Man, hard to get some good rolls out there. So how's a 20 do?
20 misses.
That's my turn.
Okay, two strikes, one from Ao, one from Isthen. Both of them miss. It is now the Cruth's turn. The Cruth is stunned. It spends its first action clearing the stunned condition. It spends its second action attacking its most squishy foe, which is going to be Ao again.
Seems right.
The Cruth strikes at her with opening its jaws. Ao has covered this attack, so she has +2 to her armor class. It's a 35 to hit.
It's going to hit.
Ao takes 16 more points of piercing damage, and this Cruth cannot snap its tooth off into her because it has to spend an action swimming. It will do that by attempting to swim underneath both of these boats to land on the far side.
That seems like it would trigger a reactive strike from me, at least.
I'd say from both you and Isthen, yes.
Looks like me on the front end and Isthen on the...
I love that you both have that so much.
It's the
30
I
to
love
hit
it for
from
you.
Mag.
I love it for me.
30 to hit from Mag. That hits. What did Isthen get?
28 to hit.
That also hits. Let's get these damage levels.
25
go.
damage from Mag.
Okay. And how many from Isthen?
16 from Isthen.
16 from Isthen. This Cruth is near death, and we are at the top of round 3. Let's finish this combat off.
Happily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's in pretty dire straits. So usually when Trill sees this happen, she just goes for what she knows works.
Yep. Force barrage.
And yeah, I think she's just going to straight up
And that's running.
do a force barrage.
As Trill starts casting
gonna
spell,
say,
a
is
tail
that a-
whips out towards her. That is a 26 to hit. Trill takes 22 points of piercing damage as this tail
Woof.
slices her shoulder.
Well, okay. She's now going to, let's see, do rank 3. Yeah, it's 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage.
Yeah.
The Cruth wails out in pain. Ah! It's still up.
Oh,
That was one of her better force barrage
Wow.
rolls, too.
Yeah, that's a hell of a
Yeah.
damage roll for force barrage.
It's now Mag's turn.
66, 64s. A lot.
Yeah, you got a 3, a 2, a 2, a 4, a 3, and a 3. easily above average.
Mag will dive back underneath the boat that Trill is on, the one that Mag started on.
Let's get that swim check. Athletics check.
I'll just use assurance.
Add 19.
It's a 23.
That's a critical success. You manage to get Mag pulls her body under the boat and emerges on the other side to strike at the cruth.
24 to hit.
That one misses.
And another shot at it.
Oh.
That's a 1 on the die.
Oh boy.
What are the odds to get another ace?
The odds are 1 in 13 as I shuffle these cards. This is a fresh new dealing of the fumble/crit deck. Is it the ace of spades?
Not this time.
It's the
There was
3.
a second when you pulled it where I thought it
There, me
was.
too. 3 of
Gotta be
spades,
real
very
cold
close to the ace.
Honestly, that would have been.
That would have been the end of this episode. So Mag swims handily underneath the boat, but just is not able to load an attack on the cruth. It is now Isthin's turn. At the end of Mag's turn, Mag is going to take 5 points of bleeding damage as this tooth continues to agitate her. What is Isthin going to do on his turn?
Isthin is going to cast one of his studious spells, Sure Strike, and then he is going to make a spell strike using Sure Strike with Slashing Gust. So here we go.
Oh, these
Come on,
resources
baby.
just flying off the rack. Oh, whoa, boy. Oh, boy.
Okay, that is a 29 to hit.
That hits?
13 bludgeoning and 13 slashing damage to the cruth.
That's gotta do it.
Por favor.
Tell us that it does it.
I think you accidentally
I
Right.
did damage to somebody else.
you did damage to me.
Oh no.
Sorry. Okay, let's... Yeah, you're targeted. Sorry. Okay, so bludgeoning damage from the Spellstriker's staff to the cruth. And the cruth collapses into the water as Isthin slams the staff onto its head. A gust of wind blows this thing apart. And as this cavern once again returns to silence, you hear a faint sound of like a song in the air, in the distance, like a strange whispering song. And we will pick up from there next time.
No.
Is Torpor Wedge also a
Science.
musician?
Yeah, he can wait.
And an ASMR artist, as it turned out.
The Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated fan content policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. The Roots of Ruin is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in The Roots of Ruin are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Visit our website, tabletopgold.com, to learn more about us and our shows, join the Golden Horde to get access to more shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.